Hi guys, welcome back to Gardening with Creations by DX & Co. Today I wanted to try something a little bit different. I want to continue a little bit on the garden planning series about mapping out your garden. Somebody had posted a specific app that they use that they are like to utilize or were trying out and for planning their garden. So I thought I'd download it, give it a try, and take you guys along for me testing it out and maybe see some pros and cons to it. Again, this isn't sponsored. It's just an app that I downloaded to plan out the garden. Maybe you guys will find it useful. It's a new program that I'm testing to record my screen, so bear with me. Let me know how it is. Let's get started. Okay, so the program that we're using today is actually called Planter. I was able to download it from the Google Play App Store. I'm sure you can get it on iOS as well. You'll have to check into that on your settings. But as you can see from my screen here, the options are to either go into a garden, as you can see at the top I have test written there, or to create a new garden. And so when you select new garden here at the bottom, apparently I can't do that unless I pay for it, so that's something I didn't realize. So we're going to go ahead and delete this one since it was just a test either way. And I'm going to do a new garden. So this lets you do the width and height of your garden. So if you pay for it, I would imagine you could, choose the different bed sizes, do multiple beds. So we're just going to do something simple for the purpose of this test. Do just a 6 foot by, I have these backwards, 6 foot by 4 foot wide garden, and name the garden. We'll just name it video test. So okay, so that gives us our grid. Now these grids are each square foot, so that's kind of nice. It automatically puts it into a square foot garden. At the top here, you've got features like being able to add notes, but that's a feature that's locked, not on this version. This is the free version. There's a paid for version. There's no notes on the garden currently. That's the second button here. And then I have options to adjust my current garden size. I can take a screenshot or share that screenshot out. So that's kind of nice. But let's look at adding plants. So when we click the button down here to add plants, it gives you all these different plants that you can plant. Chives, garlic leeks, onions, bok choy, so you've got your cole crops, some flowers. I wish it had a bigger flower variety, obviously, but marigolds are very important. This is really more geared towards vegetable garden, as you can tell. So marigolds are very important to have in your garden, so I like that that's there. They've got your fruits, some of your greens, your herbs, your melons, your nightshades. So very nice variety as far as the actual different types of crops. So let's show a couple examples of how you would use this. So let's say, for example, I wanted to start with my border with marigolds. Well, I click on marigolds. It gives me a description of what the marigold is, what category they categorize it as. The spacing, notice the spacing here. It says 1 per square, and that's meaning 1 per square foot here. It likes full sun, 1 inch per week of water. The season is warm, and it's not frost tolerant. Then this is the part I did really like. Growing calendar. Set your frost dates to view planting times. I deleted my frost dates just so I could show you guys this. If you click this button, set frost dates, it says you're not logged in. Log into sync data. Okay, well I don't have a login for the purpose of this test. But location and frost dates. So you can actually set by the weather station by tapping your location. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's now getting it. And that's not my city exactly, but it's very close to me, so that's okay. Farmington, Michigan. It now set my frost date as spring frost date May 2nd and fall frost date October 9th. That's probably very close to the Farmer's Almanac. Does let you use metric, which is very nice. So that's pretty cool. So now I have my frost dates, and I'll show you why that's important here. So now you can see a growing calendar where it's telling me start these seeds inside March and April, transplant them between May and July, or sow outside between May and July. So that is a very cool calendar that it gives you. Start in, and then it gives you kind of that in detail a little bit below there. And now one of the other great things is it gets into companion plants. It's great to have basil, broccoli, cabbage, cucumbers, eggplants, kale, potatoes, squash, tomatoes. And then it also gives us combative plants, which is really cool. And then it gives you some pests and some growing from seed information. So really cool features there. Now, if I click on the varieties button, it actually lets me choose from the different varieties that I may be planting. It gives me some details about them if I expand this section. So that's really neat. So typically speaking, when it comes to the marigolds in particular, I like the I'm trying to find it here. I like the French ones, and I'm not seeing them. So if I didn't see them in this list, I can actually hit this plus button, and I can add a name, a short description for the category, and I can even change the icon to a different one or choose from the device or the web. I apologize, guys. My video got interrupted by the dogs. So you can choose your own variety, put in the description there if you specifically have a variety or type that you are looking to do. Maybe it's on the seed packet and you want to type that in. You can change the icon by bringing in a picture. For now, we are going to just maybe favorite the Endurance Yellow, but we're going to favorite that one, but that's not the one we're planting right now. We're going to say we're planting the Endurance Sunset Gold. So we'll check default right there. You can even search by variety name or filter, so on and so forth, but we're going to check default. I'm going to hit the back arrow here, and that's going to show me right here under Marigold, Endurance Sunset Gold as my hybrid. That's the one that I'm going to press and hold, and then I can plant that right there in that. Now, if I go back to that, add more plants again, one thing I do wish is that there was a copy and paste from this screen to like copy. Unfortunately, there isn't, but it is very quick to just hit add plants. Kind of continues where you're left off. It still leaves your default there. But if I click this drop down, since I favorited Endurance Yellow Hybrid, now I can quickly toggle back to that one and say, okay, I'm planting that there. There's no difference in the icon currently. I mean, obviously you have to change that in the settings, like I said. So we'll do a couple of marigolds. So we'll do a couple of marigolds here in the front, just maybe lining our garden bed. We'll call that the front of our bed. I wish there was a way to kind of denote which was front and back. It's just something personal you'll have to remember. But let's say I want to do tomatoes behind that, right? So we go and I'll scroll down to tomatoes. I've already got beefsteak organic in here because that's one I usually do. But let's say I want to choose a different variety, and maybe we'll want to look at our cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and choose black. You've got all these different varieties in here. And I'm going to choose these Black Pearl Beauties here, for example. And then I'll hit next. I'll go back. I like how it changes the icons on the cherry tomatoes. And then let me show you can see now that this actually takes up 4 squares. So when you're looking at this, 4 squares for the tomato spacing, 1/4 inch step, full sun, when to start indoors. Now they're saying to start indoors February 20th to March 6th. Quite honestly, I feel that's a little early, but that's okay. Transplant outside, so not recommending sowing outside at all. And I like how it says the combative plants are broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, corn, kale, kohlrabi, potatoes. So that's very interesting. And I'm gonna I wish I could select potatoes from this screen. It's awesome that it takes me here, but it doesn't allow me to plant that from this screen. I wish it did allow me to plant from that screen. I actually have to back all the way up to this screen to plant. So now that we've selected our tomatoes and it's taking up 4 different squares in our garden, so it really encourages you to understand spacing. But I'm going to go ahead and find those potatoes because I want to show you another feature that I noticed on here, which is kind of nice. I'm sure I already scrolled past it here. There it is. So I'm not going to select a variety just for the sake of this. So I'm going to plant this potato right here, right next to the tomatoes. Notice this giant red circle. So this is implying that tomatoes and potatoes are not compatible. So it's a very quick, nice feature. But look at the green bubbles above the tomatoes between the marigolds and the potatoes. So it's actually telling you which plants are okay to put next to each other and which ones are combative and you shouldn't do that. So it's very cool in that feature that it actually gives you that breakdown of that. So carrots is another great one. It says 16 can fit in that. So notice the little 16 times. Well, that's implying that there's 16 in this square, which I thought was a very cool feature. And if you want to do radishes, for example, again, you can choose the variety. 16 radishes in there, and they're compatible with both of those crops. So, and then tomatoes, like I said, I have beefsteak in here because I find that to be one that I generally grow every year. Again, takes up 4 spots. So, but I did pick a cherry tomato that only took up 2 spots in my last test on this. So really neat feature, guys. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I'll give you corn as another example. Corn, 4 in this 1 square foot here, which is really cool. And then it tells you that, hey, it's not great with tomatoes. It's okay with radishes. Not okay with the other tomatoes. So it's really cool how it breaks it down and tells you where the compatibility is in these without losing too much. So I thought that was a really cool feature. The things that I don't like, obviously, are that you have to pay to do the notes. You have to pay to, excuse me, to have more than one garden. So, you know, that I understand it's an app and they're trying to make money. I don't like that there's not every variety of everything in here, but French breakfast for some radishes, that's awesome, right? So there are some really cool varieties in here. I like that you can add your own variety, although I say that, but let's test it out actually. Just say, can I add my own variety of potatoes? I'm not going to actually put one in here that's real. I'm just going to try to type something to see. We'll just call them golden, right? Short description, fat, right? Description, potatoes, okay? Category, not necessary. Icon is fine with me. Let's see if it'll let me add a new variety if I haven't paid for it. Cool. So golden, it's now in here. It's listed as one of my favorites. Check mark that is, I like that it gives that. There's no description on it, so it's not obviously pulling information. Like the all blue gives you a wonderful purple taste, skin rich. And I forgot, it actually gives you this feature to buy seeds, which is pretty cool. So obviously promoting their own site, but so let's say now we have the golden potatoes is what I just made, and we can put it in there. Still, again, gives me, you know, whether or not it's compatible because it's still a potato. So that's really cool. So that's just, you know, something I wanted to show you guys. Back to the garden, you can go to just the plant section. You can go to the calendar section here, these tabs at the bottom, and just kind of look. Gives you a great, hey, when should I start if you have your frost dates set. Settings, how to unlock everything else. Let's go ahead and click learn more. Unlimited gardens, no ads. You get notes, events, keep track of when you started your seeds, water, fertilize. That's very neat. Custom backgrounds, mulch, trellises, more, a warm, fuzzy feeling for support. Okay, yeah, cool. So yearly for $5. I mean, guys, that's not bad. Lifetime for 10, or just 99 cents for the month. So pretty neat. That's really, honestly, it's not bad for some of the features that this one gives you. I personally, I'm going to be honest, I like the pen and paper, but I really like the journal part of this. $10 for a lifetime supply of this, to be able to keep your notes for as long, and it looks like you can restore that if you get a new phone or a new device. So honestly, that's not bad when you think about it in terms like that. So if you go to settings, again, it just has that. You can use metric units, so on and so forth. So, you know, you can log in, sync your account across multiple devices. I noticed that my Chromebook, I can actually, this is an app that actually allows you to utilize it on the Chromebook on like a lot of apps. So that was cool. I could actually use a mouse instead of, you know, my stylus on my phone. So that's a cool feature. Not every app allows for that. I wish my video editing did. So you guys should still see my screen. This is the app right here, Planter. And that's what I'm under. I like that you can rename your garden, make a copy of it even. Let's see. Oh, it actually let me do multiple gardens by doing a copy. That's kind of cool. Little workaround there for you on the free one. So maybe you can edit, and that's kind of neat. I like that you can share out your garden. Share a screenshot of it so I could share it out. Maybe I will actually text that to myself and use that as the thumbnail. What an idea, huh? So there you go, guys. I just want to do a quick video on this. If you guys like this video, this style video, give it a thumbs up for me. Let me know what you guys think about it. If I get this video to 100 likes, I'll go ahead and pay for it, and I'll do another follow-up video on those additional features for you. So 100 likes on the YouTube video there, and I would be more than happy to do a follow-up video on that, so that way you guys can see the additional features. So let me know what you guys think. So as I said, guys, that is just a quick app review. It was somebody who suggested that that's what they were utilizing for planting their garden. I thought I'd give it a try, show you guys what it is. If you guys get enough likes on this video, you guys do like this content, I will do the paid for app and go ahead and go through those additional features, do an update video on that for you. As I said, this video is in no way sponsored by them. I'm not putting them down or praising them by in any means. So, you know, I hope that they, Planter, who created Planter app, isn't upset about me doing this video. I'm not licensed to do their software, but I know gardeners out there love to be able to track features, so maybe they'll get a lot more out off of this video. So, as always, guys, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. If you guys like this video and want to see more content, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything as it comes up. And I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your gardens. Thanks for watching.